But for now, my first take profit area is 1,800, round number, perfect.
That was my last analysis on gold from 2 months ago. My initial target has always remained 1,800 to 1,810. However, gold did something nasty last month. I wasn't able to capitalize on that trade, except maybe for 1 or 2 that I took on my prop firm account, but I really couldn't swing the trade because price stalled for the best part of last month, and not until last week before price moved. You will see if we go to the weekly time frame, but before we go to that weekly time frame, let's look at the monthly time frame. Remember when price came in here for the triple top, I called your attention to the fact that price is showing signs of weakness, right? Price has been finding it difficult breaking and closing above the 2,000 area on gold. So this is a sign of weakness from buyers, right? Because in a healthy bullish trend, price is expected to create new higher highs and new higher lows, right? And in a bearish trend, new lower lows and new lower highs. But in this case, each time price came to this area, there was a kind of a difficulty to actually break above. So that shows weakness from the part of buyers, right? And you can see how we've successfully closed for last month. Super bearish candle. Now let's go to the weekly time frame. So for next month, basically, I'll be expecting continuous drop on gold, right? Now let's check out the weekly time frame. So I was saying something earlier when I said price moved sideways for the best part of last month, not until just last week before price moved. You can see it here. This is the weekly time frame, and each of these candlesticks represents 1 week of price action. Guys, forget about these markings on my chart, all right? They are there for a reason, all right? I just want to keep tabs on something, but I'm going to do my analysis anyway. So you can see that price, it was until last week that price actually fell. It's obvious, right? You can see how price moved sideways before that initial drop, but it's all good. Let's go to the daily time frame. Remember my overall target, right? 1800 or 1810, right? That's my overall target. So I sent out a chart analysis on this some couple of weeks ago and even last week, right, on the Telegram channel, not on YouTube anyways. So I talked about price breaking out, coming to retest this trend line that was actually broken, right? And price confluence with the 0.6 fib level. So technically what price just did was come here to create a double top. But like I said earlier, I lost faith in the trade. I was trading other pairs, GBP USD, Euro USD, AUD USD, and the likes. So I wasn't really too confident on gold, and that was why I actually did miss this super bearish push to the downside, right? So basically what price has done is create a double top here on gold, a double top, as you can see, right? And this happened at the 0.6 fib level, right? Low to high, right? Now we've created a new lower low, right? It's obviously lower than this. So guys, price has really left us behind. So for me to take advantage of this trade on my swing account, I would like to see price pull back into here before dropping into this zone, right? This is the play I'll be hoping to see, but price is too super bearish for that to actually happen. I could take advantage of this on my prop firm account, so I'll show you that in a bit. So this is the daily time frame outlook. So if I could get a pullback into here, then it will be a good opportunity for me to swing from here, right, and hold all the way to the downside with my stop loss above here, right? Of course, on the lower time frames, I don't execute on the higher time frames, right? So now down to the 4 hour, you can see I remember sending out this chart on some couple of days ago, right? Was it on Tuesday or Wednesday, or was it even on Monday? I can't remember. I think it was on Monday, right? So I told you that I would like to sell after price. This trend line was around here at the time, yeah. So I said if price breaks out, retest, then I was going to sell, right? So, but I didn't catch this trade on my swing account, like I mentioned earlier, right? But I did catch this trade on my prop firm account, and that was on the 15 minutes time frame. I'm going to take you right there in a bit, right? But let's move on. Price has already played out, and like I said, I would like to see price pull back into here before we sell into 1800, which is all the way down, right? But just for the sake of prop firm trading, if this swing opportunity fails to present itself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a zone here. All right, I'm going to put a zone here, or let's go to the 15 minutes time frame. Let's go to the 15 minutes time frame. First of all, let's check the 1 hour. Can I see a trend line area here? Let's do this practically. I didn't do this before now. So guys, perfect. Let me even delete this arrow or limit this to the higher time frame where it came from. So guys, we even have a trend line lined up perfectly there. So for the swing trading idea, if price can come into this trend line for the third touch, remember we have one, we have two. So if you can come for the third touch, then it will be a good opportunity to sell, right? But let's go back to our prop firm trading strategy that I wanted to show you. So this is going to happen on the 15 minutes time frame. So guys, next week I have a zone around here. I'll be looking at this zone next week for prop firm trades, right? So if price can give me a pullback into here and then I see my entry strategy play out. Basically guys, I am a systematic trader, right? I don't trade with discretion. Like by discretion I mean I just assume that price is going to react to this zone and then I place a pending order, or I just hit buy or sell blindly. No, I'm a very, very systematic trader. I wait for something specific or some set of specific rules to happen before I jump into that trade. So I'm a very, very systematic trader. I know exactly what I'm looking for. So now I'm telling you right now that if price can pull back into here and I see that my setup, then I am going to sell, right? And price may open next week and we may just blast above this zone and continue going higher into that my desired swing trading zone, right? And then you may be wondering if I had placed a trade here. No, I may not have placed that trade. There's something I specifically look for before entering a trade, and I've taught that in our mentorship program. But I've spent much time on gold. You guys have been asking about gold for far too long and all of that. So this is my current outlook on gold. I'll just give you the swing trading outlook, and now I'm showing you how I'm going to trade this on the prop firm account on the 15 minutes time frame. So with this, if I enter into the trade here, it's not like I'm going to hold all the way down to 1800. I still think there will be a deep pullback, right? So if I can get an entry here on the 15 minutes time frame, so and price goes into 1-to-1 reward to risk for me, I'll break even initially, then I can close at a decent 2-to-1 depending on how tight my stop loss is. So enough with that. Let's go to dollar index. Let's check out the monthly time frame. This is the end of the month, right? By the way, I forgot to mention, happy new month, traders. I hope you made a lot of money last month. I actually gave you my outlook for last month. You can go and check out my the first video I released for last month. I told you exactly what was going to happen this month, and everything has played out. Time will not permit me to do a quick recap on all of that, so that you can check the description of this video down below. I will be leaving a link to the first video I made for last month. So obviously you can see this is the monthly time frame on DXY with TVC. TVC is the name of the broker. You can see that price has closed 2 consecutive months in green, right? It's been a while since that happened. The last time we dropped into this zone was the 2nd of January this year, right? And we moved sideways for the best part of this year, and now we've seen 2 consecutive bullish candlestick close for the first time. And remember the analysis I've been doing on dollar index, right? Between here and here, price is creating new higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So should we be expecting a new higher high? Definitely yes. All right, my long-term target on DXY right now is 120.368. I mentioned this last month, right? So, and my bias remains the same. You can see how price has given us a double bottom here, very nice double bottom before blasting higher, and price has come back to retest the neckline after creating a new higher high here, breaking above here, right? And price basically came back to retest this zone, right? Healthy uptrending market, and now what should I be expecting? A new higher high at this zone, breaking above this high. It's very, very simple. If you have that eye of a trader, you will see these things easily, right? On dollar index for this month, I'm still expecting a bullish month, mark my word. All right, let's go to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, let me remove this from the weekly time frame. Good. On the weekly time frame, we've created series of new highs also, right? Because between here and here, price was creating lower highs and lower lows, right? In case you don't see what I'm talking about, I'm just going to circle lows, lower low, lower low, right? So between here and here, price technically was in a downtrend, right? Lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low. But what can you notice? Now we have a higher high, higher than this zone and this zone, right? So what should we be expecting? Of course, continuous bullish push, right? To the upside. That's simple. Market structure has obviously changed on the weekly time frame, even though overall we've been bullish, right? But short term, if we focus around these areas, price look like we're in a bearish trend and all of that. So I'll be expecting continuous bullish push. But let's go to the daily time frame so we can see things clearly and all of that. So right now on the daily time frame, it's also obvious price has created new highs, breaking above previous highs, right? You can see where we are right now, right? And price looks to have retested this broken zone, right? And it's like it's on its way up. However, I am not so confident in this push up. It looks highly likely, like highly likely. All right, but I will still want a deeper pullback. I will tell you why on the 4-hour time frame. Let's go. So on the 4-hour time frame, in my experience, right, I just want to divulge this little information right here. In my experience, when there is a trend line very close to a major support or resistance level or demand or supply level, price usually finds its way into that trend line before it bounces off. Price has tested these trend lines multiple times. Guys, sorry I'm taking my time to analyze DXY. Remember, DXY basically controls Euro USD especially, and then GBP USD and most of the USD pairs. So if dollar index, if you can get your analysis on dollar index correctly, then you have no problems trading the other pairs. You just need to look for zones that aligns with the analysis you must have made, or you must have done rather, on DXY. All right, so if DXY is bullish, Euro USD is going to fall, GBP USD is going to fall, you know, stuffs like that. And if dollar index is bearish, then Euro USD is going to jump up above, GBP USD is going to fly, and stuffs like that, right? So that's why I'm spending my time analyzing DXY. We're going to jump into the other pairs where we actually trade and make money in a bit, right? Just stick with me, guys. So price has tested this trend line multiple times. You can see once here, twice here, 3 times here. So you can already establish the fact that price is in a healthy uptrend. So like what I was saying, if there's a trend line right below a support level, price usually finds its way into that trend line before it moves higher. All right, so that's why I think price will most likely pull back into here. However, like I said, price could just easily keep flying all the way to the upside here, but I think I'm just going to let it slide. I may not rush into the trade. All right, I'll just like to watch what happens. All right, after all, if price creates a new higher high without me, then I'll just wait for any mini pullback into this zone, right? Then I'll catch trades from here. Of course, not on dollar index. I'll apply this analysis on Euro USD, you know, stuffs like that. Then I'll catch the trade from here and buy all the way to the upside. But for now, I'll be sitting on my hands. I would like to see price find its way into this trend line before we go higher. What about if we break below the trend line? What about if price is willing to go for a deeper pullback before jumping higher? Then guys, this is my last line of defense. There's something I usually call last line of defense. I know my students already know what I mean. Last line of defense. Price is in an healthy uptrend. I don't in any way expect price to breach this zone and break below. All right, it's possible, right? The market is, price is always dynamic, but I'm talking about my experience now. This is my last line of defense. So let's even say price comes for a deeper pullback, we take out this trend line and we'll find our way here. I believe this zone is going to hold. This will be my last line of defense. So if I get my entry strategy from there, guess what? I'm jumping into the trade. Like I said, I don't trade dollar index. So now let's go to GBP USD, right? Let's start with GBP USD. GBP USD gave me 37%. In fact, beyond 37% already this month on my swing account, right? Alone. about 37% GBP USD alone, right? I talked about that in last week's video where I showed you how I scaled in my risk percentage per trade and how I was able to achieve that 37%. So if you want to see that video, click this button up here or check the description of this video down below. The link to last week's video will be there, right? So on the monthly time frame, we closed super bearish. However, guys, remember last week I also called your attention to the fact that we shouldn't overlook this zone that has been tested multiple times, right? Now price is back there. All right, so I'll be expecting a kind of a pullback before we continue lower. And last week I told you that if we break below this zone, then this area will be my next profit target, right? That's the monthly time, that's the monthly analysis. Let's go to the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame, like I called your attention last week, price has created a new lower low, right? This was the previous low on its way up, and now price has closed below that low on the weekly time frame. So if you are doubting the change in trend, at least now you can be very, very certain. So I'll be expecting a mini pullback before we continue bearish. I'm going to show you that pullback on a much lower time frame. Remember, last month I also called your attention to the fact that we had a head and shoulders pattern, and I was expecting price to fall into where it is right now, and price played out perfectly, right? And like I've been saying, from the monthly weekly time frame, I'll be expecting a pullback. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So let's look for trading opportunities. So I actually closed my trade last week. All right, you can see the screenshots of the other accounts. I usually don't show down my other major accounts, which is the investment account. I'll keep that to myself, right? Anyways, the October swing signal service registration ends this week, so it's 25,000 naira and $50 if you are paying in dollars, right? Expected number of trades per month is 3 to 10 with 3% risk per trade. Remember, this is a swing trade, so we are going to be risking a little bigger. But if you are trading with a prop firm and you are funded already, then you can risk 1% per trade. All right, unlimited profit targets. We could double our account, we could make 20%, 30%, 50%, and stuffs like that. So there is also going to be a 1-hour reminder before posting the signal, so this way you don't have to miss any signal. So to join us, the link is in the description of this video down below. Let's get back to the analysis. Next week I'll be waiting for a pullback. I would like to see price come into the third touch of this trend line before I take a short sell again, at least back into these zones, right? Price has tested this trend line at least twice. All right, so I would like to see a third touch. There's always a plan B, right? Remember, like I told you earlier, I'm a systematic trader. I predetermine, I know exactly what I want to see, right, in my trades before I jump into a trade. And that's why my strategy is easy to teach other people, because it's just like, it's a system. If you see this, do this. If you don't see this, don't take any trade. What if the trade keeps going in the direction I've rightly predicted? Then let it go. I mean, that's why it is a rule, right? So it's a rule-based strategy. So now my last line of defense, if price fails to give me a decent entry from here, is this trend line above here. Now, in case you're wondering where that trend line is coming from, I plotted this trend line on the 4-hour time frame. It's coming all the way from the top. So I'm just going to squeeze out my chart so I'll show you. We have 1 touch, we have 2 touch. Price has respected it for the 3rd time. So if price keeps pushing higher, then this is where I would like to see as my last line of defense. All right, this trend line or this neckline here, this place tagged daily area, right? So I have 2 zones I'll be looking for a swing sell at this trend line, or at this other trend line here. All right, so these are 2 zones I'll be looking for a swing sell, right? So if I'm looking for a swing sell, I also take trades for prop firms. Now, for that one, I scale all the way down to the 15 minutes time frame for an earlier entry and then a tighter stop loss, right? But for my swing account, I usually use the higher time frame for extra confirmation. That's why my win rate on my swing account is way larger than that of prop firm, right? When I'm doing 5%, 6% on prop firm in a month, I'm probably doing 12%, 15%, 20% on swing account in that same month. So, well, that's my outlook on GBP USD. Let's check out Euro USD. Euro USD look pretty much similar to GBP USD. But before we continue, guys, if you've made it this far and you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please do so now and give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying what you've been watching so far. Now, back to the analysis. First of all, as usual, we want to see how we've closed for the month. Price, I called your attention last month before we closed bearish for this month that price had created a new lower low. We had the double top on the monthly time frame. Price has pulled back into the 0.6 fib level, and just like the dollar index, for a very long time now, we've seen 2 consecutive bearish months, right? This has not happened since January this year, right? After this initial pullback, right? And now we've seen that. Let's check out the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, I'll be faster now, guys. My time is fast spent. This video is already getting too lengthy. So price has broken out of this trend line, and if you remember, I've been telling you that price is definitely going to come into the zone, and now we came into that zone. No wonder we saw the pullback we experienced last week, Thursday and Friday and all of that, right? So I'll still be expecting some pullback before the continuous drop. Now down to the daily time frame, forget about this trend line, guys. Obviously, we've been creating series of lower lows and lower highs. This low, right, is lower than this, right? Then a lower high, and then a lower low, a lower high, a lower low. Then I'll be expecting a lower highs before we fall again. Very, very simple, guys. Trading is simple. Trading is simple. You just need to develop a strategy, a rule-based strategy to guide you. Take away all your emotion and trade like a robot, execute like a robot. All right, now down to the 4-hour time frames. Just like I did with GBP USD, I'll be expecting a pullback into this trend line, first line of defense, right? Pullback. If I see that my systematic entry strategy, then I'm going to sell here. But what happens if price blasts above this zone and keeps pushing higher? Then this trend line above here and this zone all together like this zone and this trend line are my last line of defense. Price is too bearish to break above this zone. Price is too bearish to break above this zone. So even if price fails to respect this first trend line, then I'll expect it to respect this second trend line. You may be wondering where that second trend line is coming from. So it's coming all the way from the top here. All right, all the way from the top here. 1, 2, 3 touches. So I'll be expecting a third touch should price breach this first trend line, right? So how do you catch this on a prop firm account? As price is approaching the trend line, which I have plotted on the 4-hour time frame, I'll go down to the 15 minutes time frame and see how price reacts there. And that is how I take my trade for my prop firm account. Simple and straightforward. All right, so I don't want to take you all the way down to that 15 minutes time frame, right? So that's Euro USD in a nutshell. USD CHF, I've been dealing with USD CHF since last month when I started this channel, right? I predicted this collapse from here to here, and I predicted this bullish push since last month, right? So right now I'm telling you that we're going to go bullish, and some people will be like, nah, this guy must be joking. But I don't care. I've done this time and time again, right? And price has been playing out perfectly. On the weekly time frame, I also told you that regardless of the fact that price was creating lows, lower highs, lower lows, classic bearish market structure, right? I still told you that I'm expecting price to push up, and they were due to some factors that those on the mentorship program already know about, right? On the daily time frame, I also called your attention to the fact that price is trading below here. Once we take out the trend line, we'll be trading all the way up. And on the daily time frame, we've been super bullish. Here we have a new high that is higher than this, right? So my next target is up above here. Sorry, let me do that properly so that you can see. But before I do that, let me remove these circles. So my next target is around here. So you see we still have enough room to the upside. However, this could be the pullback we are looking for, and price will just jump all the way to the upside, but I would like for price to come into this trend line. I don't know if I'm being too conservative, guys. Forgive me if this trade leaves me behind, because I should be buying with my stop loss below here and taking profit here right now. But in my experience, when there's a trend line close by, guys, price always, and that's why people call it manipulation, right? You have a support level or a demand level, and then you see price poke below it and then shoot up. This is a secret I'm giving you. When there's a trend line close by, price is just trying to come and fulfill that touch and go. So that is why, and if you look at the bullish candlesticks, it's looking kind of weak, you know, unlike on its way up and all of that. So guys, price may easily just leave me next week, and I would like to see this. I would like to see this. I'll always get another opportunity even if this doesn't happen. Okay, but 4-hour time frame, I would like to see that happen. But price could easily still shoot all the way to the upside. But my overall target for now on USD CHF is here. All right, let me even put it there so that you can see is here. All right, I think there's a round number around there, 94,000. All right, 94,000 is my target for now. So something like this and to this upside here is what I would like to see, or maybe a double bottom from here also we do. All right, maybe a double bottom will do, right? Let's see how that play out. That's USD CHF in a nutshell. My time is far spent. I don't know if I should continue. Let's look at USDJPY. Last week I've been swinging this guy, right? You are aware of that, and I held all the way, I think, since July the 14th. Then my overall target was here at the time. Then I added more position on its way up. I won this trade, I lost this trade, I won this, I lost this, I won this, right? Plus this overall win here. And I told you last week that if price breaks above this 148.617 area, then I would like to see price come into 150.118, and I think we are on course to that zone. So 150.118, I'm still expecting price to come to that area. Then US oil, guys, oil is far away from where I want to see that pullback come into. First of all, let's look at the monthly time frame. Price is super bullish, and my overall target for now on oil is 115.61. all right, now let's check the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, last week I sent out this chart analysis that I'll be expecting a pullback into the zone, though that pullback is very, very far. So I don't know if that's going to play out, but I mean, that's what makes sense to me right now. I don't just jump around the markets guessing things everywhere, right? This is what makes sense to me right now. I pull back into here before the bullish run to 115.61. So I'd like to see how that play out on the daily time frame. A pull back into here before we go all the way up. But what's interesting now is on the 4-hour time frame. On this 4-hour time frame, we've seen a trend line here that has been respected twice historically, right? So I'm expecting a third touch that happens to confluence, right? Confluence with the 0.5 fib level, right? So I would like to see price come into this trend line at some point before I'll be confident to buy oil into 115.61. The other pairs I didn't analyze in this video. I'm going to be analyzing them on the Telegram channel. So guys, once again, if you've made it this far, you are yet to give us a thumbs up, do so now. Subscribe to our amazing channel, and if you want to know how to do all of these things and more, then enroll for our mentorship program. And that's it for this week, guys. I wish you a successful trading week, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye, guys.